Today, the disciples confess to have been witnesses of miracles. Someone was expelling demons. But they are concerned because he who is being the exorcist is not part of the group. So something interesting is at play here. The disciples, instead of rejoicing and feeling admired at the fact that someone is expelling demons by the name of Jesus, they are concerned that they want to prevent him from doing it anymore. I don't know about you, but this attitude of the disciples reminds me very much of the attitude of a different group, of the Pharisees. Do you remember that every time that Jesus does a miracle, the Pharisees, instead of rejoicing and being surprised and being amazed by Jesus' power, what do? They complain, they persecute Jesus, they ask, why are you doing miracles on a Saturday? It's the same thing at play with the disciples. They are witnesses of someone expelling demons, and instead of rejoicing and instead of being amazed, they become prosecutors. And they become saying, why are you doing this if you're not part of our group? This reminds us that you can be lost not only when you're outside of the house, but you can also be lost when you're inside of the house. Also, when you're a disciple of Jesus, you can also be lost in many ways. Jesus has a much more open attitude, and he says, do not prevent him. There is no one who performs a mighty deed in my name who can at the same time speak ill of me. And this makes me think about being able to find beauty and truth and good everywhere. There is a YouTube channel that I really love. That YouTube channel is Word on Fire. Everybody knows that YouTube channel. But the part that I especially like the most is when Bishop Barron comments on movies that aren't particularly religious movies, but he's always able to find the truth, the beauty, and the good, even from the most unexpected places. And I think that's what's made that channel so popular, and I think that's why it's produced so many fruits. Because he is capable of examining everything and rejoicing in the beauty, the truth, and the goodness that can be found outside of the church. What a beautiful attitude. And that's what the disciples are lacking today. They are unable to find truth and beauty and goodness outside of the small group because they have understood their call not as a service, but as a privilege. So today, brothers and sisters, my encouragement is, let's always be able to find truth, beauty, and goodness everywhere where it can be found. Instead of having that attitude of, well, if it's not part of the church, there's nothing good outside of it, let's be able to say, God, you can act outside of the church too. And we can be able also to find great things and beautiful things and be able to rejoice in those great things even when they come out outside of the perimeter of the church.